Okay, yeah, this is 1.12. I don't know, but this is mechanics now. No more vectors. Um, if you're doing this whole quiz is memorizing. If you're doing this for not all of it, there are memorizing questions. If you're doing it for the periodic for September 23, according to the physics region or mechanics region, he said that يعني, he won't get a lot of memorizing questions, and don't expect the exam to be like that. Okay, he will get maybe three, four or five questions, but it won't be all like this. Don't depend on them, but make sure you do know them. The two characteristics of a particle. It's a dimensionless point, and all the mass is concentrated on it. Just memorize this. أكيد wrong. This is wrong. Oh, it's complex. No, it's just 1 point, bro. Okay. Uh, question two. What are the three components of a frame of reference? Again, memorize this in a three things. The position of the object is considered a reference, is called the origin, and you need a coordinate system x, y, z, 1, 2, or 3 axis, and we don't need an observer. A means of measuring elapsed time that includes an origin of time and the unit of time. Okay, question three. Okay, a motorbike rider moves. This one was in the AMS quiz, and he got it copy paste in the AMS, same numbers. A motorbike rider moves along a straight road due north for what should be a 300-kilometer trip. So this is the origin, and she's gonna end here at 300. Okay, and this is north. Okay, she covers 110 kilometers, so she reaches here. Okay, in 50 minutes, and then backtracks 50 kilometers in 20 minutes. So she goes back 50, so she finishes over here at 60. So she went to 110, then she went back to 60. Okay, so 110, and then from 110 to 60 is 50. 50. Okay, let me write that again. 50. Okay, after seeing her friend, she continues her journey to finish it in 170 minutes. Then she continues from 110 to 300, which is 190 kilometers. No, sorry. Then she continues. So she went she from here to here, right? Then she went from 110 back to 60. Then she went from 60 until 300, right? So the first arrow 110, then she went back 50, then she went from 60 to 300, which is 240. Okay. In 170 minutes. What's the distance? The distance is actually she traveled 110, then 50, then 240. You add them up, you get 400. What's the displacement? Now we finish at 300. Final minus initial, right? The final is 300, and the initial is just zero. So 300 north, because we're moving in the north direction. What's her average velocity? Average velocity is delta x displacement over time. The delta x is 300 as we found in part B. With the time, add up the times 50, 20, 170. That's 240. I think 70. 240 minutes. So they want the answer in km per hour. So we change this 240 minutes into hours by dividing by 60. 240 divided by 60 is 4. So you get 75 kilometers per hour. Like since velocity, they said, if it's velocity, you need to put a direction. Okay? Unless we said that the positive means north, you have to put 75 kilometers per hour due to the north. If this comes in a written and they ask about average velocity, you need to take, you need to put a direction, okay, in your answer because it's a vector, remember? Again, question from a CA quiz. The graph below shows how three runners completed a 100-meter race. Who won the race? Okay, the one who won the race is the one that reached the distance in the shortest time. So Akid Albert. And who stopped for a rest? Akid, the one that stopped is this one. And it's Charlie. Right. Then question 5. A simplified assumption is a model. Okay, just memorize this. Question 6. The location of an object on an axis at any instant with respect to origin is known as its position. If they say they change in position, that's referred to as displacement. Question 7. Average velocity is a key displacement over time. Average speed is distance over time. Model is a simplified assumption. And position is a location with respect to origin. Okay. Question 8. Okay. What's the time Did I skip a question? No, I didn't. time interval at which the toy car is at rest. Where is there no position? Okay, time interval. It didn't say the instant, it said the time interval. If it was instant, it would be here. But we don't care about that right now. Okay, we care about here. It didn't move for a good 3 seconds, right? Here it stayed at 6, so it didn't move. So from 0 seconds to 3 seconds. The furthest point from the origin that it reached, the furthest point from the origin that it reached, where was it the furthest from the origin? Here it's 6, here it's 10, and here it's -4. Actually, the furthest point is just 10. The net displacement of the toy car, you look at the first initial point and you look at the final point 10, you subtract 10 minus 6 is 4. The total distance traveled, we have here we're traveling, we went from 6 to -4, that's 10. Then we went from -4 to 0, which is 4. Okay, then we went from 0 to 10, that's 10. So 10 plus 4 plus 10 is 24. And then the toy car is at the origin. The toy car is at the origin. At what instances? Origin is 0, right? The toy car is at the origin at what instances? Over here at 6 and over here at 13, right? Question 9. Okay, the net displacement of the particle over the course of 30 seconds. Okay, what's the net displacement? You just do final minus initial. Initial is 0. Final is, this is 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So this is 4. Okay, so 4 minus 0, the displacement is 4. The total distance traveled. We went from 0 until 20. So that's 20. Then we went from 20 until 0. That's another 20. Then we went from 0 until -8, which is 8. Then we went from -8 up until 4, which is 12, right? From -8 until 4, that's 12. So 20 plus 20 plus 8 plus 12 is 60. The average velocity from 0 to 14. From 0 to 14 is from 11, 12, 13, 14. No, it's 2 seconds each box. So here. Over here. Okay, average velocity is delta x displacement divided by time, right? The displacement in this here, okay, the final point is -8. -8 minus 0 is -8 divided by the time, which is 14, and you're going to get negative 0.57. They said 2 decimal places, so just minus 0.57. Okay, the average speed during this time. This distance traveled is, if I'm not wrong, 48, 20 up, 20 coming back down, and then this is 8. So that's 48, right? Divide by the time is 14, so you get 3.4, blah, 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 blah. They want 2 decimal places, you round it, you get 3.43. Question 10. Okay, the moment of time when the particle is instantaneously at rest. Now, when something is instantaneously at rest, usually it means it's changing direction. So a turning point if it's a curve on the graph. And in this case, our turning point is at 5 seconds. At t equals 11 seconds, so over here, what is the instantaneous velocity? Instantaneous velocity, remember, is the slope of the tangent. So the slope of the tangent here would be this. Okay, like this. So let's see the slope of the tangent. We have a point here at 11 seconds, 0 meters, right? And then we have a point here at over here 12, 13 seconds, negative 12 meters. So negative 12 minus 0 is negative 12. Divide by the time, which is 2, you get negative 6 meter per second. Then they said instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed is the absolute value over the absolute value of instantaneous velocity. So if it's -6, absolute value of -6 is 6. Just make it positive. Okay. The change in position described as the hiker moved through 10 kilometers is obviously just scalar, guys, right? Because there's no direction. But B, when they say due east, it's vector, right? Because they actually gave a direction. Here, a person standing initially at point A moves to point B and then back to point C. So we went to A to B and then to C. Okay, what's the distance? From A to B, it's 15. And then from B to here it's 9, right? From B to C, that's 6. So 15 plus 6, 21. So the total display, the distance is 21, but the displacement would be from 0 to 9, which is 9. Okay. Question 13. The magnitude of the drone's velocity, it's the slope, right? At t equals 2 seconds, it's the slope of the tangent. But since it's a straight line, it's just the slope of the line. Let's just take these 2 points. Uh, Final minus initial, 10 minus 15 over the time form minus 2 minus 5 over 2 minus 2.5, which is 2.5. Thank you so much for watching and good luck.